Hello and welcome back. I'm Jade or Miss Jade or Mommy Jade, any of the above. I'm a Femdom OnlyFans creator, and today I'm going to be answering a very important question that I get extremely often, which is how do I get my girlfriend to peg me, or wife, or spouse, or how do I find someone to peg me? Which I actually answered in one of my last videos, which was how to find a Dom or mistress, which I will be making a follow up to very soon. But today, answering that question for you, I'm going to be going about it a little bit differently. Because if I were just to explain the facts to you, for you to explain to your significant other, I feel that it starts to get a little bit sticky with consent. Because if she just does not want to do it, you should not be trying to convince her, coerce her, nag her about it. No means no, and that's why I'm making this video. Is it's something to watch for women who their significant other has shown interest in pegging and they're just not sure. They don't know why they would want to do it. They think it might be kind of gross. They don't know any benefits. Why would it be good for me to peg him? I don't have any nerve endings on a strap on. So, I'm going to be getting into all of those facts today, why I think you should peg, but I'm just a third party giving you the straight up facts and a little bit of my opinion sprinkled in there, and you can make that decision for yourself. As for where to find me, I can't post my links here because I have gotten banned for a couple days for posting that. So I'm going to post my Instagram, and from there you can find my link tree with all of my links. I am most active on OnlyFans, Reddit, and Twitter, and I hope to see you over there. Please like and subscribe so that I know that if I should make more videos like this. I would love to hear your feedback. So, to start, I want to explain a little bit about how I got started pegging, and that is first of all, I have a very kinky mind, put into a 7-year vanilla relationship, and I was smothered. I was reading all of this smut. All of these books are straight up smut, and having no outlet but to watch porn, copious amounts of porn, I might add. And my problem always with straight porn is the women's moaning would seem very fake to me, and I couldn't get into it because it would be so distracting. My ADHD was like, I cannot get over this woman's moaning and pay attention to what's actually going on. So I started watching gay porn. And let me tell you, the gays do it better. Gosh, gay porn is so hot. Why are you not watching gay porn? Rimming and the anal and just the passion, how intimate that anal could be. I, as a woman, had never experienced that before. So when I saw this, I was like, wow, that's really hot. And it's really hot that a guy is being put into this vulnerable position. So the first person that I hooked up with after leaving my 7-year relationship, I rimmed him and I also fingered his ass. And I was like, I could get used to this. Pretty soon, I discovered pegging, and people told me I was pretty good at it. So I enjoy doing it. I am a pleasure dom. I get pleasure from giving pleasure, and this is an act filled with pleasure. So I'm gonna get into the straight up facts of why pegging could be good for you and good for your relationship. Let's get into the dirty details. And I know what you're thinking. Isn't it? Isn't it like really dirty? Like poop comes out of there. I'll tell you, I have pegged many a man. Most men do the cleaning process very well and they're very thorough. They do their research on how to clean, and it ends up being no problems whatsoever. When I have experienced issues, it's either been with someone new who I wasn't sure what their process was, or sometimes these things just happen. It isn't 100% foolproof. There is room for error, but for the most part, it is completely clean. You can look up different ways that they clean themselves, such as enemas, their shower heads, any of the above. It's up to a man to have his own cleaning process, and even it might require a change of diet if you're going to be doing it frequently, but I will tell you, for the most part, it is not an issue. The next question that you may have is, but isn't it gay that a man wants to be penetrated in the ass? That's a stereotype, and my answer is 100% no, this does not mean that he's gay. I've been pegging straight guys, bi, heteroflexible, pan, and some of them who have actually been with men have told me they're not into men at all. They just like to be penetrated in the ass and they can't find a woman to do it. And even they'll consider themselves bi, but they don't actually like men. Pegging does not make a man gay. Are there gay men who like pegging or bi men who like pegging? Yes, absolutely, but there's also straight men who like pegging. It is all about the pleasure, and that P spot, I'll tell you, is the way to get that pleasure. So, why does your man want you to peg him? I'm going to break this into two easy answers. And first of all, that's because it feels really fucking good. Like the P spot is the prostate spot that feels just like a female G spot would feel for a woman. This P spot is a center of nerve endings and so much pleasure. The guys that I've been with have explained a prostate orgasm, which is different than just an orgasm from like the penile stimulation, I guess is the term we're going to use. And they say it's a full body orgasm. Sometimes there's not even ejaculate, it's just this full body orgasm. And I know people who don't come for weeks beforehand just so they can get the chance to experience that. So it just feels really, really good. I would welcome you to do your own research about exactly how good it feels. My second category that I'm going to put these guys into is they want to do this as a form of submission, which, if you haven't talked about femdom, submissive and dominant with your partner, that's definitely something you want to start with an open conversation about why they want to do it, why they want to submit to you. And I would just be really open in hearing them out. Sometimes it's all about shutting your mind off and letting someone else have that control. If it is something you want to dabble in with femdom, or you want to know a couple of reasons why you might want to dabble into femdom, I just need to explain how adorable how adorable it is when men just want to submit to you, especially a masculine man just turning into a little bottom slut for you. Oh, it is so adorable. I love men of all sizes and shapes and femboys, masculine men, everything, but there's something about a really masked man who wants to be pegged, and you just get to completely take control and dominate him. Whew, it is so hot and empowering. I love seeing men who have been told they need to be the strong and dominant ones, just like we've been told to be the submissive and weak ones, really flipping that switch and giving over all their trust to me, trusting that I will take control and I will only bring them pleasure and not pain, only bring them the things that they want and not the things that other people would take advantage of. I love that they can give that over to me because they trust me. And also, it is just so cute to see them wiggle their butts, ready to be ready to be fucked. It is so cute. I could talk all day about how healing and empowering being a femdom is, and being able to really break those gender stereotypes that have been ingrained in my brain, that a man has to be the dominant one, that you have to be submissive and let him take control at all times. It's just straight up not true. You don't have to do any of that. Men actually love being vulnerable. I get so many DMs from men that say, I'm afraid to tell my girlfriend that I want to be pegged or that I want to be dominated, that I want to submit to her, because that's just not how it goes in our relationship. I would be afraid to scare her or something along that line. And I will just say, if you already have where he's a more dominant and you're a more submissive relationship, switchy sex is the hottest sex that I've ever had, especially with someone who can switch in the same session and you can just go back and forth of fucking each other, dominating each other, holding his arms down, he's holding your arms down. It is so hot and can last for hours. Where in most of the encounters I have that are strictly I'm dom or strictly I don't really strictly sub, but they can get old fast, it can get boring. This is a way to really spice it up, and you don't have to be having pegging sex every single time. This is just an addition to the sex that you're already having. But if this isn't for you, definitely don't force it. It's kind of a natural thing that once you start to get into it, you're really going to know if it's for you or not. So my recommendation is have that open conversation. I also in the future hope to make a video completely about why femdom would be great for you, your relationship, and further intimacy with you and your partner. So we know why he wants to do it, but why should we do it? You didn't think that we're gonna get nothing out of this, right? I thoroughly care about my partner's pleasure, but I am number one. As a femdom, my submissive needs to care about my pleasure the most. What do we, as women, as vagina holders, get out of pegging? Because there's no nerve endings at the end of our strap on that we're gonna be feeling. We need to find a way to also get the pleasure. And sex is a give and take. You're giving him the pegging and anal session for 20 minutes, and then he can go down on you for 20 minutes if that's what you really like. I would be open in your communication on, okay, we can try this. If maybe you can try this on me that I've been wanting to try. It really helps open up your communication, push boundaries of things that you've been wanting to try and have been too afraid to bring up. This can definitely get that conversation started. But another easy way to add pleasure into pegging, I have a few options that I love. So, my first and favorite recommendation is an internal vibrator. This is the Levance Lush, which is a Bluetooth controlled internal vibrator that you can connect to your phone and control it that way. This is not my favorite option because of how small this part on your clitoris would be. I just don't feel that it gives me enough stimulation. This one is my favorite. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. You can also get ones longer than this. And this part on the clit actually really fits nicely, and it's all about body shape too. This one fits really well for me. It might be completely different for you, and this one comes with a remote that I've given my partner while I was pegging them, and they got to control my vibrator. It was so hot. I have a few videos of me orgasming while pegging with the vibrator in, so you should definitely check those out. So you have this inside of you, and your strap-on is going to be wrapped around you, and the dildo is going to be in this spot, right? Which is going to be butting up right against here. So while you're rocking and grinding, this is going to be grinding on your clit. It feels amazing. I would experiment with different sizes, different types of clitoral stimulation, because trust me, it feels so good. Honestly, I can come more easily from this than I can come from actual penetrative sex on its own. If I have a vibrator on my clit during sex, I can come, but this feels so good, and it's also just so intimate and vulnerable to be able to look your partner in the eyes while you're coming, while you're inside of them. It's incredible, trust me. And this is a strapless strap-on, which this part sits inside of you and this part goes inside of him. This would be my last recommendation. This is more for couples who are already into pegging and want to start something new. This is kind of expensive and you can't adjust the size of this part of the dildo. It also falls out for a lot of people. It doesn't stay in me and I end up having to put a strap on. I have a whole review on this. It is the Lovense Lapis. I have a whole review if you do want to check that out. And I asked a few of my partners for ideas to help me with this video, and I got such a great response. I just want to share it. It makes them, the men, better lovers for penis and vagina sex because they finally understand what it's like to be penetrated and the importance of warming up with foreplay and taking things slow. So I really loved how he explained that because as a top or a pegger, I am very aware of how my sub's feeling. I watch their facial expressions, I check in with them, I go very slow, make sure everything's stretched out using lube and whatnot. And this is something that guys genuinely don't think about because in mainstream porn, it's never that way. Mainstream porn isn't real sex. So this will give them that perspective of what it's like to be on the receiving end of things. And it'll also give you the perspective of being on the top side of things because pegging can be physically demanding, but it doesn't always have to be. You can always be standing. That's a lot less physically demanding while they're on the side of the bed. But okay, to wrap things up, if I did not convince you, if you are still a straight up no way, don't want to do that to my partner or anyone in general, all I have to say is I am so happy that you are able to set your boundaries and put your limits out there for your partner so that they know not to push you, and stay firm on those. If you don't want it, you don't want to learn more about it, stay firm on that, and your partner's gonna have to ask if this is something that is a deal breaker for him and go from there, because I want you to be firm in your beliefs. If I kind of convinced you but you're still not sure, I would maybe check out pegging videos, especially my videos. I have some free ones over on Pornhub and I have clips on Twitter and Reddit, or you can subscribe to my OnlyFans for more full-length videos. But I put out videos that are less femdom and more real life pegging my partner and having just a fun, good time, intimate and a little spicy. I highly recommend checking those out before you look at any extreme pegging videos on Pornhub where they're wearing all black masks and leather suits and whips and chains. You don't want to watch that for your first pegging videos. You want to watch something more soft and sweet that imitates penis and vagina sex. I hope that I either was able to convince you, open your eyes a little bit so you can do some more research about it, or this just reinforced that you are not going to be doing pegging and that is 100% okay. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you on my other platforms and that you subscribe and like this video.